Let me guess, and I'm pretty sure that you have felt in a sort of a digital hamster wheel, just watching content over and over again, but never truly engaging to anything, never truly connecting or feeling connected with or by anything or anyone. And I understand that. I definitely understand that, but most importantly, I think that feeling, it's a sense of red flag. Because if you're feeling that, you're feeling like you're not taken in power of your own time. And if you're not empowering your own time, you're not empowering your own life. Actually, I like that phrase. I heard that phrase several months ago. It says, time is not money, time is life. And the most important thing about life, that will never get back. And even more importantly, not only won't get back, but you actually get the consequences of not living your life. So not only it's not coming back, but you're gonna get even worse at some level if you're not taking in power of your own life, which means in power of your own time. And I'm not trying to get into this sort of typical idea of you must disconnect and erase every app, erase every single account for you to actually get in touch with yourself. I wouldn't say that. I think it's all the opposite. You need to have a goal first just to make the right decision. So I have deleted the social media, not my accounts, but the apps. I deleted the apps from my mobile, and I did that 2 months ago, about 2 months ago, and it's crazy because my main goal was to reconnect with attention, because I realized actually that it was taking too much of my time and too much of my focus to just stay there watching reels or watching TikTok or stuff like that, and watching a lot of people that I never truly care about, and I was just getting to know something that I really didn't need. I never needed to be aware of what some artists were doing, or what new meme was coming out or stuff like that. What I truly needed is to be able to sit down and to work on my stuff. And if there is somebody, some close friend who actually needed help or that needed something, well, that person was not going to post that into Instagram. They was just gonna call me or just text me directly. And that's the most beautiful part of it, because I realized that who was I prioritizing on Instagram, for example, were completely different from the people that I actually prioritize on WhatsApp, for just making an example, just someone you can talk to directly. And I don't need to be in touch every single day, every single moment with everybody, because that's not the point. That's not how life works. You need to live things first, or in parallel, and then you get in touch. Then you kind of get into the daily stuff from one another, and to be able to enjoy that little moment of, hey, this week has been so wild, I need to tell you about this, I met this person, I just got out, I started to work on this new project or stuff like that. Those are fun to be talk those are fun to be discussed. And in order to have those sort of topics, those conversation topics, you need to be living, not to be just watching videos. And it's ironic because I'm recording this, but at the same time, I have realized how my attention has been focusing more on YouTube, for example. So I have been watching more YouTube videos, um, But once again, that's kind of aiming to the right goal, or making progress into the right things that you want to fit in. So in my case, I'm not just watching YouTube shorts, for example, which will be practically the same as just watching reels. Instead, I'm watching more tutorials, I'm learning new stuff, I'm seeing a lot of CEOs, a lot of business productivity, or maybe some things like um, philosophical discussions, a lot of politics and economics, of course. I'm kind of getting more into this new stuff, or trying to get um, into a wide perspective into the world, and into these different suggestions. But once again, that's each one's decision. But that's the important part. You decide what you want to watch, and you're deciding it because you're feeling like you actually need it, or not just need it, that could be useful somehow. But beyond that, to me, it's going back to the basics. I'm not trying to say that you must um, uninstall every single app for you to be living. What I'm saying is you need to have a real goal first. You need to know where do you want to be, where do you want to go, so then you can start doing some real actions to get there. One of those actions could be uninstall them and go outside and talk to people in real life, which is very practical actually. It's very needful. Um, and then you see the results. Then you can actually say, hey, uninstalling this thing actually changed my life. But it wasn't because you got rid of it, it was because your focus, your time, your attention was oriented to something different. That's the whole point. You need to embrace your own time. And you're saying, I'm not going to waste my time watching videos or anything like that, or getting in touch with people that I never truly care about. I'm using my time to spend it on me, to spend it on my family, to spend it on my real friends, to spend it on the people I love. Maybe my couple, maybe my son, my daughter, maybe an uncle, an aunt, damn, my grandparents. That's what you're doing. You're embracing and empowering your own time by living it daily. I think that's the most important part. I think this is sort of a practical way to employ the phrase of the turtle from Kung Fu Panda. Yes, I'm using Kung Fu Panda here, absolutely. But that's the whole thing. The present is the most important one. It's a gift. The present is a gift. And you're wasting that gift by simply watching videos or spending your time on that and not thinking, not really processing, and not even getting something real out of it. Because you're just watching that. You're not really um, learning. You're not getting in touch. You're not having some sort of emotional connection with it. Then what's that living? It's just nothing. So that's the whole point. You change that. You got rid of it, and now you can actually focus on your present. You can actually focus on the things that you have right in front of you. And that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing to do. It's hard because you're gonna get bored. At the beginning, you're going to get bored. But it's a beautiful thing to get bored, because then you get creative. And when you get creative, you can actually realize how the world outside, it's a beautiful thing, and it's filled with stuff that's going to inspire you, and they're going to motivate you to keep on doing and doing more and more stuff. It's kind of the beginning of another wheel, if we could call it like that. So yeah, if you are trying on doing it, go ahead, do it. Just do it. Just start. Uninstall that. Don't be worried about the notifications, about the messages. People will understand. And the people who actually care, they're going to talk to you directly on another method. Okay? They're going to reach out because those are the ones who really matter in your life. If they're not, they shouldn't be there. You don't need to be worried about them. So that's it. Wish you the best. Have a beautiful week.